I tried every single FitXR class, so you don't have to, because one of us has to suffer for science, right? So when you first log into FitXR, you have a bunch of options on the different classes and workout types that they have to offer. And if you're like, Kaleah, I've never even played FitXR because I don't want to pay the monthly subscription fee. Well, guess what? Shut up. I got something for you. I got a free month for you using code KALEAHVRFREE. So that way you have no excuse. So I remember when the options were box and that was about it. I think box and maybe some stretching or cool down. I'm not too sure. But now there is box, combat, sculpt, Zumba, dance, HIIT, and slam. But like, dang FitXR, y'all been putting in some work. I've been seeing you. So today we're gonna be ranking them on a tier list. S means supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. A means it's great. That's a great score. B means, yeah, pretty good. I like it. I'll definitely come back. And C means, eh. But let's get into it and we'll talk more about that. Okay, first up, we got box. This one right here is the OG. For those that don't know, before FitXR was FitXR, it was called Box XR. So they have this down pat. They know exactly what to do. You can't go wrong with it. It's reliable. It's a great way to get a great workout. And this app is so polished that every workout and every workout type all has great music, great moves, great haptics, great graphics. All of that stuff is great. That's why the lowest rating in this will be a C, because there's no lower rating in this game. Honestly, box is like the chicken tenders and fries at a restaurant. I gotta call out my fiance for this, but she is very much chicken tender and fry girl. Like, that's what she gets most of the time. Yeah, catch us at like a Brazilian steakhouse. She's probably gonna get chicken tenders and fries. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. They always slap, they're always really good. So box is an easy A. Solid, classic, and dependable. Now let's move on to a newer one, combat. I made a video a while back. Oh gosh, let me put some footage of that. When combat was newly introduced and I was like, oh my gosh, this slaps. So this is basically box on steroids. I don't know, is that appropriate to say? I don't know, but it's box with some extra moves. So of course with boxing, you have the side steps, you have the jumps, you have the ducks, but with combat, you now have blocks, like with your arm, you have elbows, and you have like backhand fists. The elbows, I'm telling you, are crazy. They beat my ass every single time. Whenever I want a crazy good workout, combat is always the first thing I think of, because like I said, it's like box, but just a step up. Almost like box's older brother, like the cooler, cuter, buffer older brother. So this will be our first S tier game mode. If you want a full body burn, this is definitely the way to go. All right, next we got HIIT, high intensity interval training, or what I like to call it, help, I'm in trouble. Did you get that? Because instead of high intensity, this one is quick, but brutal. This one is a little interesting. I would give it an S tier because of the workout and how much it really pushes me, but maybe I feel like it's a little too simple to be in S tier, because with S tier you got combat and I feel like it's just not there exactly. I mean, doing HIIT workouts can be a little boring and repetitive because it is quite literally repetitive, but I mean, it makes sense. You're doing the same workout for 20 to 30 seconds and then you're doing another workout and then you're going back to the other one. But every HIIT mode I've ever played, even if it's a 10-minute HIIT mode, I am never looking at the clock like, okay, when is this gonna be done? I'm always like, all right, let's keep going, let's keep going. So with that, let's put HIIT in the A tier. All right, now this one is a new one. Well, new to me. I've never done Sculpt until this video, and oh my gosh, it humbled me. At first I thought it looked kind of slow. I was like, okay, like, you know, raising my arms, doing like this, but like, why were my arms burning? I remember in middle school when I played basketball, we used to have these drills where we used to hold the basketball over your head and run. That's what it felt like. My arms were jelly afterwards. So you're doing like controlled movements with your arms and legs and all that fun stuff. And yeah, I was not expecting the type of burn that I got. Now I think where this one lacks a little bit is that your personal trainer is like a cartoon, and I kind of like it and I kind of don't. Sometimes I want like a real person in front of me, instead of like another like avatar or cartoon. But FitXR does it really well. The avatar is very bright and it like does movements like a real person. But I feel like if it was a real person, this would score a little bit higher. So this one is gonna land in the B tier. This is gonna be our first B tier because it's not the most exciting, but it works. All right, next up, Zumba. Remember when I said I wanted a real person in front of me and not a cartoon? Zumba has a cartoon, but I don't care. I'm gonna go in and tell you, Zumba's S tier. I can't hold it any longer, okay? This is the S tier of all S tiers. The music is fire, the moves are fire, the energy is just mwah, chef's kiss. This one gets me hype. I feel like I'm in the club, shaking some ass. Like, this one is the one. Of course, if there was a real trainer in front of me, it would be S+++ tier. We don't have that on this list today, so let's stick it at S tier and just call it a day. All right, we got two more. The next one is dance. Look, I really wanted to like dance, but in comparison to Zumba, nah. Once you go Zumba, you can never go back, bruh. I tried to make like a punny joke, but like I couldn't come up with one. Once you go Zumba, you'll never want a Roomba. All right, I'm gonna think about that one for a little bit. I'll get back to y'all. But this is a very similar concept. So instead of you focusing on the Zumba workouts and like the Zumba type music, there's like hip hop and there's pop and there's a bunch of different music types you can try and a bunch of different dance moves. I still really like dance, but just compared to Zumba, I wasn't in it as much. With dance, I was kind of like, okay. With Zumba, I'm like, woo! But it gets your heart rate up really well, and it's a great workout. And again, same feedback. You don't have a real person in front of you, but instead it is like a little cartoon avatar. But we're gonna slap this right in the B tier. Honestly, I blame Zumba. Zumba set the bar really high. Okay, last but certainly not least, well, maybe yeah, least, unfortunately. We have Slam. All right, so hear me out. People over at FitXR, hear me out. So for those that do not know what Slam is, this is a mixed reality only game in FitXR. This came out a couple years ago, and when I first tried it, I was kind of like, yeah, okay, cool. But nothing that I really was like gravitated towards. Basically, you have these glowing orbs all around your room, and you hit them. So you're basically kind of racing and hitting them, very similar to like the HIIT mode, but more spread out. But in all reality, I do not and have never had enough room for that. It's really creative and I understand the game mode, but I just have not been able to play it with enough room or without running into some issue where I'm just like, I'll just do a box workout. So this is gonna be the first C rating. So here is the final tier list. You all let me know what you think. Have you tried these modes before? Which one is your favorite? Do you agree with my list? Do you think some should be higher? Do you think some should be lower? But if you can take something away from this video, I want it to be this. FitXR has something for everyone. FitXR has come a long way, and I'm so grateful for the team over at FitXR for one, supporting the channel, and two, reinvesting in this game. Every single week there's something new. Every month there's like a different theme. I mean, looking back at my old videos and FitXR, what it's turned into, I'm genuinely proud of. And I remember there were times where I would say, you know, subscription-based games I try to avoid because some of them just don't feel worth it to me. FitXR is one of those apps where I'm like, is it worth the $10 a month? Yeah, it really is. But again, if you're a cheapo like I am, KaleahVR Free will get you 1 month for free. You let me know what you think. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.